And since then, you've done so many different things now. You've created your own cooking show, Feast of Fiction. You starred in Video Game High School and other short films. What made you, or it sounds like you originally wanted to go into acting. What made you go back into acting after all of that?
So making videos on YouTube and acting, I always saw as something where like mutually exclusive. Like when I first started making videos on YouTube, I was like, there is no real acting on YouTube or online. And back in 2011, it was sort of the case. There were occasional like big budget videos that came out that had actors and stuff in it. But for me, I always saw them as two different things. And very slowly that world started to merge and converge. And Video Game High School, which was a show that my brother made alongside some of his best friends from college, that show was the culmination of what they'd been wanting to do for a while, which is take their content and make it into narrative content instead of just sort of like short skits that are viral and fun but don't really have, more depth to them. And it was something that they put a lot of love and effort into, thousands of hours writing, even more hours editing, and just slaving over this thing and making it perfect. Well, perfect is a funny word. Making it as good as they could in their vision. And I was lucky enough to, one, be related to the person that made it. And they also had a storyline with me and my brother now playing my fake father in the show, but my real father in the show, but not my actual father in real life. And so it was great because I got to have a role pretty much written around who I was it was still a character. It was still someone that I had to play and act as, but it wasn't me. But it was based loosely around my existence and my relationship to my brother, and that's sort of how they put it in the show. So that was like a huge moment for me because at that moment, my preconceived notion of acting not really belonging online or not even having a place and not being good acting was taken apart because it was, I got to be a part of a show that broke a lot of records and made a lot of history and still has so many fans to this day. So that was a big part of why, it's not like I ever quit acting. I was just waiting for opportunities to come up. And if they did come up, like I still went on auditions when I was doing YouTube videos, right? I was still going out for stuff.
Right.
But it was just the year before I started YouTube, I was going out so rarely that it just didn't seem worth it to keep that pattern of behavior going. I had to do something to infuse my life with more action, more creation, so that I wouldn't just sort of shrivel up and get despondent or angry and not do anything. So
the effects in Video Game High School were amazing.
That was sort of what Freddie and those guys were known for, which is like we can make short viral videos with cool VFX. And at the time on YouTube, no one else was doing that.
Right.
So that was their greatest strength. And they also had a film school, traditional film school education. So they were able to frame things correctly and tell a story correctly within 3 minutes that made sense. And so them being able to do that and span it to Video Game High School just seemed like a no-brainer. And I'm glad that it did as well as it did because it really proved to, me and also I think a lot of people that you can have a higher budget looking thing online and it can be taken just as seriously as something on TV or in the movie theaters. A big thanks to Hotel Indigo and 18 Social for hosting this venue for us. If you want more information about hosting an event here, please click on the link in the description below. And if you want to, please go ahead and like us on Facebook or subscribe to our newsletter at apex.org. Thanks for watching.